The action takes place in an apartment, using the modern benefits of civilization, robots, and all sorts of other devices. Dad Max and his son Tom are visiting, watching a strange movie where people are playing dogs and their hosts are robots. The show ostensibly pretends to be a comedy, but the father asks Tom to turn it off immediately because he doesn't think it's funny, and the woman notes that such a show demeans the actors. The man reassures her that these are not real actors. The son is outraged that his father does not understand such a performance. Meanwhile, at the bar, the female robot Monique prepares a treat for the guests. She opens a can with a laser beam emanating from her finger. The pair enjoy fried crickets, continuing the theme of acting. The moment the man wonders if his girlfriend would like to be an actress, the female robot turns her head and scans the man for emotions and intentions, using a built-in emotion and intention recognition system. The father asks his son to restrain his tongue from making any maximalist comments, since they are visiting and, in fact, he wanted to leave him at home. Alice Borelli, that's the name of the hostess of the house, shows her friend her collection of books and her feelings diary. They flirt. Max compliments her work and offers to put it up on the most popular website. She's thrilled with him, with his charm. They flirt in the presence of her son and under the watchful gaze of the robot housekeeper, who assesses everything that is going on. The robot announces new visitors. Alice Borelli's ex-husband enters the room with her girlfriend Jennifer and their adopted daughter Nina Borelli. Alice introduces the man to the new arrivals. The former husband and wife don't miss a moment to exchange barbs about the past, but the daughter tells them off. Monique assesses everything that is going on, her gaze showing everything on a monitor, assessing the emotions of those around her. A special gadget informs her that an intruder has entered the property. It's the neighbor's dog. He jumps up and swallows the flying gadget. The family actively discusses when they will be able to see the machine again, which will soon come out of the dog. Soon the dog begins to vomit and releases the flying machine. But it seems to be corrupted, its movement uncontrollable by man. Max catches it, but finally smashes it to pieces. Alice's ex-husband, Victor Borelli, assesses the damage. More and more robots for various uses move into the room. Françoise, a neighbor, appears on the doorstep, whose information is instantly read by a special device. She is looking for her dog Toby, but lingers to chat about life. She is very active and tactless, but defends her landlady when she is upset when she learns that her husband's mistress is worthy of a trip to the coolest resort with him. The question of the trip is threatened, though, because there is a huge traffic jam, something is wrong with the system, and the collegium of robots who apparently run the whole system are debating how to normalize it. Alice Borelli reacts painfully to information about her ex-husband's future marriage to her lover. On television, a robot advertises Yonyx humanoid robots. He claims that they are the future of mankind. There is again a clear example of the dominance of robots over humans, with the actors again portraying hunted animals. Those in attendance are alarmed by this, concerned that the robots have begun to exceed their authority, even though they were created to help humans. But teenager Tom shares their opinion. Something seems to be wrong in the world of robots. Home gadgets are starting to get out of control, front doors are locking, and the family doesn't know how to affect it. Hosts and guests begin to panic. The domestic robots assemble a concilium. They reason about what human feelings they lack in order to be loved and trusted more. They are aware of the Yonyx threat and want to protect the family. The main robot, Einstein, reboots the rest of the system. They try to act like humans, but are still unable to coexist with the smart home control system because they cannot request permission from the ministry. The general control system hangs up. Panic between the people trapped in the house gathers momentum. Mistress Jennifer even dares to hit robot Monique. Those present are outraged by Jennifer's behavior. Even her future husband tells her how she should behave. Passions run high. Einstein the robot tries to defuse the situation by talking on distracted topics. The television confirms that there is indeed a problem with the system. The family requests permission to open the door in an emergency. There is a lever on the outside of the house that needs to be pressed, but no one can do it as everyone is locked out of their homes. Those present try to allocate sleeping quarters among themselves. The couples in love crave privacy, but there is not enough room for everyone. The discussion turns to elevated tones. Alice Borelli is furious. It seems that the robot Monique is overdoing the use of human feelings and starts paying too much attention to Max. He in turn becomes wary of her actions. The cleaning robot is filled with affection for his neighbor Françoise. Tom and Nina Borelli are talking in her room. Tom wants to kiss Nina Borelli, but won't let him. Max and Alice Borelli can't get any privacy. Jennifer is freaking out in her confinement. Her fiancé's new plan to smash the front doors with his own car at high speed is defeated. Everyone continues to languish in a hot room with no air conditioning. The TV shows a campaign program with two opponents, the man and Einstein. Everything comes close to enslaving humanity. Android Monique in human form appears in front of the door and asks to be let inside. After conferring with the other robots in the apartment, Monique agrees to open the door, but only for the visitor. The android, Greg, reports that the neighbor's house was visited by Yonyx, who dismembered Toby and wanted to reprogram him. He begins harassing Françoise in front of those present. She is forced to turn him off. His immobilized body is put away in a storeroom. Nana Borelli kisses Tom in her room. The other robots activate Android and grill him about the seduction system. He informs them that they need a sense of humor to begin with. The robots are rebooted with new qualities. Meanwhile, Alice Borelli picks up erotic images to meet Max. The robots take to exploring Alice Borelli's library. Meanwhile, the men discuss a plan to influence the robots to let the humans out after all. Max and Alice once again try to make love, but the robots get in their way again. Alice becomes hysterical. Morning comes, the whole company has breakfast. Alice suggests specific dishes. At this time, Yonyx is on television advertising foie gras made of human meat. Everyone present wants to get free as soon as possible so they can escape. Victor has a new plan, but to do so he needs android Françoise. Françoise makes a deal with Greg about a case he has to help her with. Nina Borelli wants to be alone, but her intrusive company bursts into the room. Through Nina Jennifer's computer, she manages to access the Yonyx system. Tom distracts the robots while Greg sneaks into the library to carry out an escape plan. Max and Liz play sex games and make love, but the fire alarm goes off. They are interrupted again. Everyone goes down to the center room. Suddenly, Yonyx appears in front of the front doors. He scans all the occupants of the house and is about to check the house robots for upgrades. He reports that one of the occupants of the house has notified him of the problem. Alice denies it, but it appears that Jennifer called him. Yonyx affects the girl and no one can stop her from opening the doors. The doors do open. Yonyx goes inside. One by one, he disarms the domestic robots, finds many forbidden activities on some of those present, notifies them of the amount of fines. He awards the homeowner a prison sentence. Still active robots, trying to help people while Yonyx is distracted by destroying banned books. Under the guise of wanting to go to the bathroom, Alice manages to fetch a mirror from the next room. Using the mirror to display the rays that emanated from Yonyx's eyes, the guys manage to only damage the robot's optical functioning system. He now threatens them with a 20-year prison sentence for each. Attendees are languishing from the heat, asking Yonyx to turn on the air conditioning system. He informs them that the control system is willing to give them this service for free in return for their participation in the circus show as animals. In the end, the air conditioning works, only now everyone is pining from the cold. At the girls' request, Yonyx allows everyone to disperse to their rooms to sleep in warm beds, but demands that the doors remain open. The humans and robots agree on a new plan. The couples make love in their beds. The robot Monique follows a well-thought-out plan. The man fails to get aroused, and in desperation, he reveals his background. He confesses that he doesn't like anything the woman does in love affairs. He thinks she complicates things too much. While Einstein distracts Yonyx with philosophical conversations, paradoxical in his view, the men put on icy clothes to prevent the robot's heat sensors from recognizing them. The humans surround Yonyx and beat him as hard as they can with improvised means. He manages to rip the hood off Alice. He is about to eliminate her with a laser, but Monique blocks her by taking the blow. The robot goes on a rampage, directing laser beams in different directions. Everyone tries to hide. Einstein tries to confuse him with useless information. In a moment of robot rage, a teenager discreetly screws the villain's feet with a screwdriver, after which Nina Borelli touches him with an electric cable. Yonyx comes to an end. Finally, the house robots unlock the doors. The boys get into their car to fly away. At this time, the Yonyx surround the remaining humans. The boy jumps out of the car, unable to leave his beloved Nina in distress. Suddenly, a whole army of fighter drones appears in the sky and destroys the Yonyx. The television reports that by the mistake of one of the Yonyx have been targeted for destruction by their own fighter drones. A happy, peaceful life without Yonyx ensues. Ex-husband and wife resume their relationship. A couple of teenagers stay together. The beloved pet robots are partially restored.